This is the MonDak OilField Review with host Jason Spiess.
My name is Jason Spiess, and this is the MonDak OilField Review, heard in the Crude Life Media Network. On today's episode, we talk with Charles Ohlson of Whiting Petroleum about the technique known as a ReFrac. Companies in the Bakken region have been refracking since 2004, and while the technique itself is nothing new, the trend is on an uptick and more companies are starting to take notice. In just a moment, Charles Ohlson with Whiting Petroleum and part 1 of 5 on a very special series on ReFracs in the Bakken, heard right here on the MonDak OilField Review. Over the past few months, I've told you about how unbelievable hatch coaching is. Well, don't just take my word for it. Listen to what Greg Tavine of Emerging Prairies has to say about hatch coaching.
I got to watch him give a talk at TEDx Brookings, and I saw him come into his own where he shared uncomfortable things from his past in a way that created a teaching environment. And Eric's somebody that could easily lead with all he's accomplished, and it's a long list.
To find out more information about hatch coaching or to have Eric Hatch come to your company or event, visit coachingwithhatch.com. That's coachingwithhatch.com. Welcome back to the MonDak OilField Review, heard in the Crude Life Media Network. My name is Jason Spiess. Up next, Charles Ohlson with Whiting Petroleum and part 1 of 5 on a special series on ReFracs in the Bakken.
Sure, there's been an uptick in the interest in refracs in the Williston Basin. There have been several companies, Whiting, although we've not done a bunch of them yet. We've taken a fairly measured approach on our candidate selection, and we're cautiously dipping our toe into the water. We think there's a bright future with refracs, but we understand that we need to proceed cautiously as we go back to these others. Marathon in particular has had some, several very successful refracs and reworkings of older wells. And the primary driver behind this has been, in the last 11 years or so, just the technology revolution when it comes to drilling and completing horizontal wells, not only in the Bakken but other areas. And we recognize that those early efforts lacked, and they lacked because those technologies simply weren't available at the time. So although those wells, if left alone, might recover less, we see them as an opportunity now to apply refracs and get more out of those wells, with what we know now.
Once again, that was Charles Ohlson with Whiting Petroleum and part 1 of 5 parts of a special series on ReFracs in the Bakken. To listen to this full-length interview with Charles Ohlson or to follow this series on ReFracs, visit our website, thecrudelife.com. That's thecrudelife.com. The MonDak OilField Review is part of the Crude Life Media Network. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, other social media accounts. All those links can be found at thecrudelife.com. That's thecrudelife.com. From the staff of the MonDak OilField Review, my name is Jason Spiess, asking you to be happy, be safe, and keep it turning to the right.